This is my second episode on the truth about black people. And I'm going to just talk about Fijians. Do I like them or do I hate them? Now, I have to be quite honest in my opinion. This is why my podcast is called Samoan Point of View. That means this is my point of view of, as a Samoan, how I feel about Fijians. Number one, I see them as Melanesians, not Polynesians. I do see them as being black. And I really do hate how Fijians, and I'm not talking about all Fijians, I'm just talking about a lot of them who try and hijack the name Polynesia, or try and make it out as though we Samoans, Tongans and Fiji were like that. It's never been like that. We've never been close. And in fact, most of the arguments is between Tongans and Samoans, because Fiji was nothing to us, you know. They'd probably be the first people that we mock. We look down on them. And I've read a lot about how Tongans how Captain Cook, how he came up with the name of Fiji was because a lot of Tongans, in order to talk down to other Tongans, they would mention Fiji. They would say, don't act like Fiji, you know, you look Fijian, or them probably say that Fijians are lazy, you know. The same stereotypes you hear about what Europeans say about black people, that was how Tongans viewed Fijians. And here's the real truth about people of Fiji that they do not like to hear. They do not like to associate themselves to Melanesia. They don't like to compare themselves to Melanesia. And whenever you look at TikTok or any, how do you say it, any videos, even rugby, right? I don't know who makes these videos, but somehow they always try to connect Tonga, Fiji and Samoa together as though we are like the only Polynesian islands in all of Oceania, and somehow they forget to add Tahiti and the Maoris and the Hawaiians, who are so much famed for being Polynesian than say Fiji. And the thing I really hate about this, and this is the honest truth, is that now a lot of people think Polynesian, like Fiji, is like the birth of the Polynesian race, or whatever you like to call it, as though they now think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is the face of Polynesia, you know, like somehow the intermixing of Fijians and Asians was the creation of Polynesia, which is BS. And here I'll show you exactly what happens if you do mix up the genes of Polynesians and Melanesians. Okay, this is the face. This is how a unity, or the union of a Fijian man or female with a Polynesian male or female, and they look, and you can see by looking at the face, the nose, the eyes, everything. This face that you see here is the same face you'll probably see in all the noble families. And if you ever see Samoans or Fijians and Tongans who have these features, you could say that they are all family. They're all part of the, how do you call it? they're all part of the noble family. And if you see that in Maori, if you see that in Tahitians or Hawaiians, those features are just passed down in the noble family. So, but this doesn't change the fact that if you look at a lot of Fijians, and I know they hate to hear this, they're not mixed. They're not mixed with a lot of them. I would say about 60% of Melanesians or Fijians, they've got no Polynesian ancestry. The only what do you call it? The only Fijians who has Polynesian ancestry, which is maybe about 30% of all native Fijians, are those who are part of the high caste family, or those whose Fijian chiefs wanted to marry a Tongan or Samoan princess, I don't know what you call it, daughter's high chief over their own kind. So, my honest truth, from my point of view, I do feel like Fijians are the same as African Americans. And the fact that they deny their Melanesian brothers and sisters and somehow feel more connected to the Tongans and the Samoans. And the reason they do this is the same reason why African Americans try and embrace Native American culture, or whatever you call it, the Egyptian culture. They just do it because, in the end of the day, they see something better than their original ancestors. So that's why they try to claim us and make debates about us, and I don't know, all these sort of stuff. So yeah, those are my 2 cents. And in my next episode, I'm going to talk about black people, Africans.